Hi guys! I decided to sit in this ugly green chair today in front of the windows. Yeah, we are gonna do something about it. I hope you're having a great day, a good Tuesday. We've been having really good weather. Dalton and I have been walking outside for a long time, but I did have to break down and break my own rule of giving him my phone because he started screaming at me last night, and I told myself I would never give him my phone in the stroller so that he thought that was like an available option, but we had to do it. Okay, I'm just gonna share this into Food Rebels and then we will chat. Share in a group, share in a group. Okay. I like this topic so much. And it goes along with this huge theme of talking about trusting your gut and trusting your body and your intuition, which is what is the title of my new course, Trust Your Gut. It's your mind that is the problem. Oops, what did I say? That needs to shut up. Actually, you just need to tell your mind to shut up. And you guys, this is literally the significant work that it's going to take if you are already in a body that isn't feeling good or feeling the way that you want it to feel. It's like this, it's like hard and good at the same time, okay? So a few days ago, I posted a picture of like a couple pages of my Abraham Hicks book about how the body is actually the fastest thing to respond to our vibration, to our energy, to our thoughts and feelings. And that's amazing, right? But when you're already in a body that doesn't feel amazing, then it's harder. Nothing's impossible, so I don't want to make it sound like I believe anything's like too hard to do anything about it. It's not true, but when your body is already in a state of like, I don't like this, or it doesn't feel good, or it's not working right, or something like similar, I'm always bloated and stuck, then it's just such a dominant part of who you are, and it's a dominant part of your awareness, that's a huge piece of the tipping point that you have to get to in order to allow everything to change. Because so let's talk about it this way, okay? So your body is always supporting you. That's what I wrote in the title, right? So your body is always, 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 always supporting you. That's the way that we were built. That's the way that our cells know how to work. It's like we have the ability to access as much health as we want to. So abundance, right? Abundance of health. It's unlimited. It's an unlimited availability to us. And to the degree that we don't have it right now, then that's just to the degree that we are closing off that connection to that portal, that communication that allows in the abundance of health. And that doesn't mean that your body is attacking you or hates you or is trying to hurt you or isn't working for you. That is never the case. So that's again why I'm such a firm believer in the fact that autoimmune diseases are not your body attacking you. That's not true. That's never the way that it's meant to be. Your body will always love you, always support you, and always do its very, very best for you. And in fact, it is. It's doing its best for you right now, this second, no matter if you feel like amazing and in great shape, or if you feel sluggish and run down or overweight or any number of things. So please understand that is a very vital component to you really being able to get this idea of health and to trust your body, to trust yourself, and to trust food. You need to know that nothing is broken inside of you, nothing is inherently wrong inside of you. Your body's not doing anything mean to you. It's responding to you though. So if we go back to what I was saying, I posted a couple like sentences or paragraphs from my book, and it was, talking about how the body is so adaptive and so responsive. And it's like the first thing, it's like the most responsive thing to our vibration, to our energy, to our feelings. And that's amazing and good, because who doesn't want fast results, right? And what it really is telling you is that there is no time frame that you have to wait in order to heal something or to lose weight or to do anything. It's just how much and how often are you in that newer energy that you aren't in right now, if you aren't the way that you want to be, that is allowing the body to do what it can do and wants to do and knows how to do. Like I said, it's always doing it and it's always supporting you. So right now, your digestive system and your liver and your blood and your heart and everything, it's like it's doing all the jobs and all the roles that it's ever known how to do to the best of its ability. But we play this part where what we eat matters, what we drink matters, what we exercise, move around, and choose to do as far as healthy lifestyle elements really matter. And if we're not taking part in those things, then that of course affects our physical self. And then this bigger part that we have to get, like we really, really have to get, especially if you are in the boat of like the uncertainty around like what's going on in my body, like my digestive system feels off, or like you're like, do I need a blood test? Do I need to like go to a naturopath? Or maybe you already have. Like in those situations, it can feel like it's true that your body isn't playing along with you. It can feel like it's true that something's really off and that something's wrong. But you have to get that you are playing a huge part in this by your now reaction to what is. So, and it makes complete sense, right? Because you don't like what is if you're like trying to change your body. If you don't like the way it looks, if you don't like the way that it feels, if you don't like anything about it, it's hard to not notice it because you live in this body. And so this moving to getting the results that I always talk about, like with this tipping point of energy, it's a tipping point movement pattern that has to be hand in hand put together with how you're treating your body physically. What foods are we choosing now? What decisions are we making with our diet, with the way that we eat, with the foods that we choose or don't choose, with the actions that we take or the movement that we do? What are those things so that we can move up the energy grid to tip the scale towards health, towards results and lack of symptoms or no symptoms and feeling good? Excuse me. And how else do we have to do this work is we have to move how we feel up this scale at the same time. Literally at the same time. And this is where so many people get into a rut, and this is why you don't get the results that you want, because you start doing your actions and you start doing your food changes and you start doing your switching up your diet or taking this out or this in, or going to the gym or pushing really hard, but you're doing it from this place of I have to do it, or like this is what it takes. But if you don't have that, also that knowledge, that knowing, that the belief system has to be in place too, that you're doing it because you want to be a healthy person, you're doing it because you want to feel good, and maybe that's true, you're already doing those things because you like doing them. But if you still aren't getting any changes, you have to understand that this is because you aren't moving up the scale with your feelings. And it has a lot to do with noticing the way that your body is right now. And so this is the piece that you have to be able to work around in order to get your body to shift enough to start seeing the movement on the scale, which when I say scale, I mean like the energy scale, like the tipping point scale, and probably your scale in your bathroom too, right? So you don't have to do like all this work to go from 0 to 100. What you do have to do though is get over halfway so that the energy of momentum can start to pick up, and that's when you start to notice the faster changing results in your body and your health. Because why? This makes sense. Once you get over that notch where you've got the energy moving on your side, which just means that instead of telling this story that like it's hard, it's not working, I need to go find some other answer or whatever, you're telling this other story like, no, I know what I'm doing. No, I know I get a change. No, my results are certain. You know, like, this is working. I believe in this. It's for sure. There's no question. It's like done. Like, I know it. And you have to do that with how you feel as you're doing the work with your food and with your cooking and with your workouts and all this stuff. So if you're not doing that, it's going to be really hard. And I don't know, I've like been all over the social media lately, but it was either on Instagram or in my blog or probably both, like a day or two ago, that I was talking about how, well, people eat the exact same foods or similar foods and they get very different results and outcomes. So that just has to be your proof that there's more going on than just what you eat. So you need to know how to trust your body and first of all, really understand my body is always backing me up. It always is backing you up. It is. It's the way that you're built. It's the way that we're built as humans because we're connected to source energy, and that's pure love consciousness. So to whatever degree your cells are cracked open a little bit maybe or a lot to the portal that is love, that's how healthy you are or not healthy you are, or how faster results you get or not faster results that you get. And so we need to like pry it open, basically, hopefully not with pry it, but like just open it. We need to open you up more to that knowing and feeling and certainty that my body is so smart, my body is strong, it's resilient, it's got this. I'm just playing a part here. I'm a friend. I'm being my body's friend. I'm doing my role. And that takes telling your mind to shut up a lot of times, because these words that will run through your head are like the problem. There were these words, these thoughts going through your head that are saying things to you like, this isn't working. You need to go look for some other solution. You probably ate too many carbs. You know, like maybe you should be vegan. Maybe you should do a juice cleanse. Why isn't this working yet? I don't like this. So like all those little things, that's a pattern, and that's coming from your mind, not your body. So you have to be able to notice it and to tell your mind to shut up, because your body has your back. Your body is doing good. Your body is doing well. Your body is doing everything that it can, but we're like blocking its ability with these voices in our head, which are the thoughts that are saying it's not working, something's wrong with you, you're never gonna get rid of this bloating again, and oh my God, you have IBS or something like that, right? And it will spiral, just like I was telling you, that we have to get your energy going all the way to, of course this works, of course I'm healthy, of course I look good, feel good, and wear all my favorite clothes, and everyone turns and looks at me, right? So you have to get it to that. But when you're in the rut of, hey Denise, when you're in the rut of like, I don't think it's working, what do I need to do? And on, that's the most familiar pattern to you, because your mind has been feeding it to you and you've been letting it go along. And so we have to be able to tell it to shut up so that you can get different results. You literally can't heal something or lose 20 pounds or beat the bloating and like completely cure your disease states if you feel like crap all the time. Like, it won't work. It's not a match. It's not a match for health. It's not a match for healing. And it's not a match on the way to health and the way to healing. So, you know, we really have to understand that the body is not the problem. So we have to be able to come back to this really strong foundation. Not only that we're just trusting, it's like huge. It's like everything, that you can trust your body. So, you know, I can say right now today that I trust my body so much. And that was the scariest part, right? When I went through my fertility stuff, was like, I don't know what's happening. And this feels like there's a foreign being or like something inside and something going on. And if you can't trust your own body, that's a scary place to be in. So always come back to that foundation that your body is trustworthy and it's your mind that's the problem. So, hey, Anjanette, the mind is going to be the deal breaker. And if you don't know how to recognize or catch these patterns of thought that are telling you this story that it's hard or it doesn't work or you have to find something new, then you're going to have to keep finding something new, but you're going to still keep coming at your like healing journey or weight loss journey from this place of like something's wrong and you aren't actually trusting yourself and trusting your body, but you want to just look for some steps to take, some actions to take instead of backing yourself up. And you can back yourself up because the truth is your body is backing you up all day, every day. And you know, your symptoms, your current state of health right now, it's just a reflection. It's a complete reflection of how much you're allowing your body to do what it knows how to do with ease. And to that degree that you're blocking it, it's the mind that is the problem. And yes, we have to be confident in the actions that we take along the way, right? Because otherwise we get in our head about all these little things and then that messes us up too. And that's what, Anjanette, you were saying just in our Facebook group, right? About like the egg question. So, and this is what I just put up in my blog. There's a little audio training, but I'll recap briefly here. But like if you don't know what to do, so you have a thing with your body, you want to lose weight, okay? And you want to heal your gut. Okay, so healing the gut and weight loss, these are like the dominant things that people come to me for. So you want to do these things. Well, okay, and I'll give you this example. So one of the no-list foods is eggs. And I teach this because, well, it makes it harder for the body to respond easily. And so because I want to clear the path to make it the easiest, quickest way to change, to heal, to transform, to lose weight or whatever, I just teach these concepts that these are the trigger foods, and if we take them away, the body immediately and instantly has a little relief, and like function wise, it's just going to be easier for it to do its thing and like go with the flow, which is what we want. Okay, so energy moving. But if you really like eggs and you're like, oh, but eggs are protein, and people say protein is important, you know, or you'll get hungry, or I don't know, I just like them, and oh my God, I really want an omelet, then that's changing the energy instead of it just being, okay, I get that right now for a period of time, in order for me to have the quickest healing, the quickest transformation, that I'm going to just omit this food. I'm going to omit these eggs for now because I get the concept of it. I get that it's just like making life easier for my body. So I'm going to do that, and then every time you are making a meal or breakfast or whatever, then the idea might float through your brain because you used to eat eggs. Eggs, then you're like, no, I'm not doing that right now. Done. Like, do you see how there's no energy drain? There's no back and forth, because the back and forth is what slows every single thing down. And the back and forth happens from these little question marks about food. Is this good? Is this bad? Does this make me bloated? Does that make me bloated? Is this too much? Is that not enough? So all these little question marks are what we want to wipe the slate clean from, and then everything again is easier in the physical self, but also in the mental self. So your mind can't mess with you, almost said the F word, because you've decided. And so if you don't fully decide, you're in limbo. And limbo is resistance. And limbo means it's super hard for you to get energy going, momentum going, and movement going, which is what you have to have and have to do if you want to see the physical changes happen. So you've all heard stories of like when somebody gets like so mad or so over it that they're like, I'm just done. Like, I don't even know how, but I'm gonna change my body. Like, I'm gonna lose weight. And maybe it's like Biggest Loser on TV, right? And then they go to this like camp and they go push really hard. And so they do it and they lose the weight. And there's some success stories there too. But like, it's really hard work to do it that way, where you could just start to focus on and pay attention to these question marks that you have about everything you're eating and about what your body's showing you and what your body's doing or not doing, right? And then you clear it. So it's clearing the path. So, and this is what I help you guys do by understanding foods, by understanding these foods are the foods that are the trigger foods that lead to the inflammation, that lead to all the digestive problems, that lead to all the gut issues, that lead to all the low energy. These are the foods, and it's not some random list on a blood test that you need to get. Like, we've evolved beyond that. It's not true, and we can't keep believing that a plant food would betray the body. So just like the body is trustworthy and the body's always working for you and always working for your benefit, so are foods. Good foods like plants that are organic, and I don't just mean like organic versus conventional, I mean like naturally grown, of the earth, of nature. Like, those foods are not betraying your body. They're not. And you know, that's why we can completely like take out this whole big dilemma of like, do I need to get a food sensitivity test? No, you don't. There are the list of foods to avoid. I explain this and teach this so that you can understand the philosophy behind the cleaning up of the food energy. Then after that, it's, well, what do I put in? So it's putting things in a way, in an order, in a pattern, specific foods actually that are pertinent to soothing the gut, healing the lining, making it quicker, making it faster, just making it easier on it. So when you start to see, just if we were just talking about food still, that we could take away foods that are harmful internally to ourselves, and then we could pay attention to which foods of nature that are grown on the earth are specifically grown and have these abilities specific to the gut. And we have to pay attention to the gut because the gut is the first thing. It's the first thing that accesses our food. And so if food is medicine and food is energy, well, that's great and all, but what is your body doing with this food and doing with this energy? And if you don't have a healthy digestive system, things aren't working well for you, then you've got to connect back into that digestive system and figure that out too. And so do you see how there's these layers? The point is, you can trust the body, but what makes this so much easier is knowing the foods and how they work, knowing what to put in, getting your beliefs behind it, knowing how the body works, knowing what your body does when you eat, knowing the order that it processes things in, and how when you do eat XYZ foods, the body will do XYZ actions, and then this makes sense, and then you get behind it more, and you can believe it more, and all of those little components, little parts, just with the food, we're moving energy where you develop more trust in your body and more faith in your body, which you have to have in order to shift and in order to heal. So it's like the mind and body are completely connected. We all know this, but this is partly how, okay? So you're teaching, training, learning, supporting your new actions by this like education that you're getting around food and what you're doing and why. It makes complete sense. And so then as you're doing that, it helps to give you that confidence to know that this is me being on track. I do believe that I can trust my body, and it's okay if you don't feel that way completely, because I was for a very long time in that feeling of like, I feel like betrayed by my own body, right? And it's so hard when you're doing a lot of good things for yourself and it's not adjusting and it's not working. But there's always things that we need to pay attention to with the way that you're eating and your understanding of it and your understanding of what your body's doing and telling you. And then rebuilding this faith and rebuilding this confidence and trust in your body that it doesn't matter, like, no matter if you feel like you aren't losing weight or you're bloated still or you have gut issues, your body is still as strong as any other person's and can adapt and can transform. But you have to be certain of it, and you move your certainty with your actions when you really get behind them and get them from this energy perspective, which is the way that I teach food and healing now. So it's the energy of food, it's the energy of the systems of the body, especially the gut, and you and your beliefs and your faith, and getting that all going in the same direction. So there is this taking away of the back and the forth on all fronts, okay? So then you can tell your mind more confidently, hey, shut up, no, I know what I'm doing. And then it's like this time frame where you just have to hold the faith. And sometimes you literally have to tell your mind, shut up, no, I'm not staying stuck in that rut. I am going to have what I want. It's already done, it's mine, and you can just leave with your nasty old thoughts. You know what I mean? And that sounds silly to some people, but it's necessary and it's needed. And if no one else is telling you this and you're not getting results, then this is a huge part of the missing link. So this is what I'm teaching in my new course, you guys. It's called Trust Your Gut, and it's how to heal your gut, like I was describing, with healing foods, energy, your mindset, moving energies and emotions and momentum. So you don't need the food sensitivity test. I've worked with clients who have had very difficult gut issues, and they have completely transformed them to where most of the other people that they went to said they couldn't, and they were having a really hard time. But it takes blending the physical and the spiritual together to, you know, make the whole of you and to make it make sense. So go check it out. Here, let me just put the link in, because then I can pin it. Dun, dun, dun. Please let me know if you have questions about this. I'm happy to answer them. This is like my thing, my specialty. I love talking about it. And it works. So, there it is. Okay, so go to the page, message me if you have questions, and we're starting April 22nd, but I'm giving extra bonus one-on-one sessions for people that sign up by this Saturday. So check it out, and I'll talk to you guys soon.